Hello everyone, Michael and Josh are here with you, and we're in a little bit of a different location if you can't tell. We're actually at the seminary again this week, but we actually have a special guest with us. We have Alex here with us, who's going to be going out on the Seminary Appeals weekend, the weekend of November 17th. So we wanted to film a quick video with him and just share a little information about himself. So Alex, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, as Michael said, my name is Alex Parnet. I'm from Havertown, Pennsylvania, Annunciation Parish. I'm in my second year of seminary, first year of pre-theology, first year of philosophical studies before moving on to theology. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Just want to ask you a couple of questions. That way, the parishioners of St. Patrick's get to know you better. So I guess one question would be, what were you doing for seminary?
So I was doing a couple of things. First was that I was studying music industry at Drexel University. I graduated in 2021. When I graduated, I realized I didn't really want to work in the music industry anymore. So I actually served as a missionary with a group called Net Ministries from the school year of 21 to 22. I was working with a high school, middle school youth ministry down in Jasper, Indiana. And so during that time, I felt called to the priesthood. Maybe talk a little bit more about that later. But so when I came home from that, I wanted to discern that call, and so I ended up volunteering at my parish a good amount. I was teaching the prep program there, 5th grade, taught them all about the sacraments. And I was also working part-time as a bit of a graphic designer and a cartoonist for my parents' company, actually. It's a family business, Office Technology Supply. My sister is the head of marketing there. So as soon as I came back home, she's like, "Hey, I got a position for you if you want it." So that's what I ended up doing, and then made my way to St. Charles.
Awesome. So a fun fact about Alex is that we were just talking about this before we were chatting on camera. We think him and his brother Josh are the only pair of siblings that we have as seminarians with us right now. And so I wanted to ask, what's it like being at seminary with your brother?
It's a great question. It's been interesting, it's definitely a different dynamic. Like when we're at home, we're pretty close to each other. We are 2 of 5 siblings. I'm the youngest, he's the middle child. So we're about 4.5 years apart. We've still been pretty close. We grew a lot closer during COVID. We kind of started both growing our faith around the same time, so we kind of bonded over that. But now being in the seminary, he's only a year ahead of me, but believe it or not, we actually don't see each other as often as you might think. We just maybe pass each other in the hallway once or twice a day. I mean, we do have one class together, so I definitely see him for that. And so, we have different classmates and we hang out with different groups, but, we still get along, we still talk to each other, we don't avoid each other by any means. So, it's been a bit of a process learning, like, how do you live with a brother, an actual blood brother in seminary. But I mean, I'm really grateful that we're able to go through this together. I mean, it was very much a unique experience.
Yeah, that's great. And you were mentioning about some of your story. I'm not sure if you'd like to tell us how you got to the seminary and what brought you to the seminary.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to give a shorter version of it. But there are, of course, many steps involved. So like I said, I studied music industry at Drexel, but I didn't really want to actually join the industry once I graduated. Part of that is because I was realizing that the place that music had in my life wasn't quite the place where I wanted to make it my end all be all, like my day in, day out kind of thing. And then also my junior year of college was the year of the shutdown. So music industry basically shut down. So all the jobs that would have been available were no longer available. Made me rethink. And then I was also growing a lot in my faith. So that is a lot of what had to do with me becoming a missionary after I graduated. And so while we were still in training and before we were sent out, we had a night Eucharistic adoration, and I was just before the Lord in the Eucharist, and I just couldn't believe where I was. I've always been a practicing Catholic, always went to Mass, even went to confession, but I didn't really come into my own in the faith until I was in college, and so I never had any idea that I would do something like that. And I was like, Jesus, I can't believe I'm here. I'm reviewing everything. Like, how'd you bring me here? In a good way, not like, what have I got myself into, you know what I mean? And so I'm just thinking about all the ways that he drew me closer to himself. And what I realized was a common theme was priests. whether it was going to Mass and hearing homilies, or the sacrament of confession, or there was so many priests online like Bishop Barron, Father Mike Schmitz, Father Gregory Pine, who's a Dominican priest. I mean, so many that really helped me grow and helped me to make Jesus the center of my life. And I was like, wow, Lord, like you've used your priests in so many ways to bring me closer to you. And the thought just kind of popped into my head as almost as if he was asking me, like, would you do the same thing? And that was quite a moment. I wasn't ready for it. And then over the course of my time serving with NET, I had like maybe a tiny desire for priesthood up until that point. But then as I was serving, as I continued to pray, I just noticed the desire for priesthood actually started to grow within me. I started to imagine it and find it actually desirable. Like I could see myself doing this, and I kind of want to do this. And so by the time that my service with NET was over and I came home, I told my mom and dad, I was like, I'm thinking about being a priest. I think this is what God is calling me to do. So I spent the next year discerning, and I actually over the summer chaperoned a program at St. Charles at the old campus at Overbrook, the Philadelphia Catholic Scholars Programs for high school juniors and seniors. And so I was staying there overnight. I was with them in the evenings and in the morning for Mass and morning prayer. And that was my first real experience, like staying at the campus. It was kind of like an impromptu come and see. Mm-hmm. And so I started to become familiar with St. Charles. And so I was at the time thinking about joining the Dominicans because they had been such a big influence on me. And I was like, I really wanted to join them, but St. Charles just started to grow on me. And like I said, it felt familiar. It started to feel like a bit of a home. And of course I had my brother who was also already accepted, so that was a plus, but I don't want to say that was the deciding factor by any means, you know. So yeah, I kept praying about it. I talked to Vocation Director Father Friel, or then Vocation Director Father Friel, a few times. And yeah, I just felt like St. Charles was the direction that the Lord was pushing me in. And when I finally went on an actual come and see, that's what really sealed the deal for me. And after that, I was like, okay, I want the application. I'm in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's such a great story. Yeah, amazing how the Lord, that little moment, I love that moment of you're thinking about these priests and the Lord's like, what about you? And you're just like, wait, no.
Yeah.
That's such a,
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And just last question, we filmed a little video a few weeks ago from our new campus. We just filmed the inside of the chapel and some of the stained glass, and so I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite part of the new campus?
Well,
if you had to pick.
I kind of want to give a two-part answer. I want to give a pious answer and then a fun answer. So speaking of the chapel, I mean, that's probably one of my favorite parts, but particularly the way that they were able to incorporate the different elements from the old campus. So the statues of Mary and Joseph from St. Martin's, and then those stained glass windows from Immaculate Conception. I mean, those are gorgeous windows. And I'm so grateful that they're there to really just enhance the beauty of the space. So that's really cool. And then I think my other answer, honestly, would be the gym in the basement of the college dorm. I've been trying to get into exercising this semester so far. We're doing pretty good. And yeah, that's probably one of my favorite places.
Awesome. Both good answers.
Oh yeah,
good answers.
That's right. So just want you guys know to be on the lookout for Alex when he comes to St. Patrick's. Make sure to say hi. And we're happy that he's able to get to know you all as we got to know you all as well. So
yeah, sounds good. We'll see you next week.
See ya.